Okay, sorry for any background noise, but I'm gonna try to keep this video brief, and I'm gonna try not to be I'm gonna try to be as less emotional as I feel right now. Um, Send my condolences to the family of Ahmaud Arbery, to his family, friends, people that cared about him. This has been a trying year, with so many different deaths and so many different situations that has pretty much shaken the very reality that we are experiencing. And it's just a trying year. And part sorry about that. Part of the reason why I wanted to make this video was because when these things happen, like black when these young black men, when they are killed or when they are mistreated in some way, I mean, you have so many people standing up trying to speak about what's right. And I just read a tweet or something that LeBron put out, and in my opinion, this is the problem, man. Like, we're too busy tweeting about shit. We're too busy reacting instead of being proactive with the problem or against the problem, being proactive. Sometimes we tend to be more reactive than proactive, but that's just what we've become accustomed to, and at this point is I think it's too late. I mean, instead of us trying to get out, instead of us trying to move on with our lives, instead of us trying to build up ourselves, we're too busy trying to make this shit work. Where we and what I mean me is we is the African American community, or whatever label you want to put on it. We are the least respected. We are treated most unfairly, but we should be because we're too busy trying to be, excuse my language, we're too busy trying to be house niggas instead of actually trying to get out there and put together our own shit. We're too busy looking to other people to make shit happen for us. And we should be the least respected. We should be the most disrespected. We should be treated unfairly as we possibly can be. Because the only way that we're actually going to change is when things get so crazy for us that it becomes an unsafe environment, to the point where, like, we might not even be able to leave the house. I mean, even being in our house might be unsafe in some way. Like, really trying times is what I'm saying. Really trying times is gonna be the thing that changes us. And we're talking about two white men killing one black man. What about the dozens and dozens of young black men shooting each other, killing their own people, destroying their own neighborhoods? I mean, we're too busy being reactive. We're too busy trying to be racial. We're too busy doing all these different things instead of doing the one thing that we should be doing, and is formulating a plan of how to get all of our people out of here. But no, we're just gonna sit back. We're gonna mourn this young man's death, and we're gonna hope that the white man can actually save us, like we always do. This is what always happens. When the Trayvon Martin thing happened, when all these young brothers die, we're looking at, what is the white man going to do? What is the police force going to do? What are these people going to do? And we seem to be the only community, and I say that word very, very tentatively. We seem to be the only community in America that look to other people to handle their problems, and that's a shame. And it made me remember a time back when I was younger. I'm 30. I'm about to be 32. It made me think of a time back when I was like 25, maybe 24. I was walking down the street with one of my friends, and we walked. And I live in New Jersey, so we were walking by one of these murals on the wall, and one of the murals was I don't know it word for word, but I'm just gonna summarize what I was reading. It was pretty much how somebody's interpretation of how we went from down here to at least getting up to where we are now. And I don't remember what I said exactly, but me and my friend started talking about how we felt about it, and she asked me, "How did I feel about it?" And I said, "I think this is a joke. I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke to think that this is something positive. To think," and her feelings on it were that it was a depiction of how far we've come from being down in the dirt to at least being able to stand on our feet. But are we standing, man? Like, are we standing? Are we standing? Because if I'm just gonna use an example. Like, if I have somebody living in my house and they're used to sleeping in the closet, all right, how disrespectful is it to make somebody sleep in the closet? So I got them sleeping in my closet, and then over time, I let them move to, the living room floor. And they're so used to sleeping in a closet that the living room floor is damn near a king size bed at one of the nicest hotels that you that you can go to. Like it's just such a better situation. Sleeping on the floor of the living room where there's carpet most likely is more suitable than sleeping in a fucking closet. Doesn't matter that you're still sleeping on the floor. It just matters that you're not in that situation you were in before. And it's like that's the mentality we have is that because we aren't where we were before, we're in a better place, even though we're still in the dirt. We are still in the dirt. We may have moved to the pavement, but we're still on the ground in the dirt. And that's where we should be. Because, to be honest, we have no resources. We don't have any leaders. We don't have anybody that's willing to. And don't get it wrong, man. Jesse Jackson isn't a fucking leader. Al Sharpton, all these motherfuckers, man. When these young black dudes or black women die, man, they come out of the fucking woodwork. They're not fucking leaders. I wouldn't trust them for anything. I don't give a fuck how slick they are with what they say or how slick they dress. Like, fuck out of here. I'm sorry. They're not a leader in my opinion. They're not a leader to me. But we all need to. It's going to get to the point where we all need to do something. And it's a shame that we constantly have to see these young black men, mostly black men and black women fall, man, because we're too stubborn or we're too ignorant to realize that nobody's going to help us. We have to be the most hated race on the planet, or ethnicity, whatever you want to say. We have to be the most hated on the planet. The most ignored, which we should be. Like, we are looked at less than, and we should be. And look, man, again, my condolences go out to the Arbery family, his friends, and I hope they're able to get through this time. But none of this will mean nothing. None of this will mean. This death won't mean anything. This death won't mean anything because we refuse to do anything about it. And I'm not talking about going to a police station and doing some shit or fucking trying to go to a white neighborhood and try to hurt somebody. I'm not talking about that. Trying to, disengage. Trying to disengage. I was about to say unengaged. Trying to disengage from where we are and trying to find our own way. But, I tell people, man, that this place we live in, this reality we live in, there is no freedom. Nobody's free. Not us, not anybody. I'm talking any race. There's nobody's free. Nobody's free. Yeah, sure, you're free to make money, but I mean, most of the world is built on capitalism anyway, so it's not like that's a huge deal. Especially when our money actually doesn't mean shit, but there is no free. There is no freedom. You're not free to do anything. You're not free to do anything. Rights? What rights? I mean, do we have rights? Do we have rights? The illusion of rights doesn't mean there's actually any rights there. I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying, man. Most of this is an illusion, man. We think that this is fair. We think that this is equal. Nothing will ever be equal. It shouldn't be. The only thing that should be equal amongst our people is how we treat each other, man. And our willingness to look out for one another. That should be equal. But, we're so fractured as a people. We're so fractured as a community that we'll never be fixed. We'll never fix ourselves. That's what it's looking like. This shit's been going on long enough. I don't think that we'll ever get to a point where we can fix ourselves. But these are just my thoughts, man. I mean, it's been a while since I've done a video, man. I kind of wanted to not do a video because of the whole copyright thing, but that was because of the whole Last of Us 2 videos that I was trying to put up. But, I mean, when these things happen, man, you have no other choice but to feel something. And I'm not saying this dude was a saint, man. I know how people like to jump on the soapbox and say how every person that dies young was a good person, went to school, was a straight A student, and all this other shit. But I don't know this guy. I don't know who he is. I don't know what his intentions were. I don't know anything. So I'm not going to speak on that. But what I will say is, how many of these young men are we going to watch fall in the way that they're falling? Because we refuse to act. And to go back on what I said about choice, and I believe this. Everybody believes that, I believe that life is nothing but choices. Life is nothing but the decisions you make in serious with each other. Like one choice after another. Life is about choices. But is a choice made under duress? Is it really a choice? I mean, are we really, I don't know, man, are we really giving our children options? Are we really giving them, are we giving them away? Because when I said that these young black men, they're killing each other, I mean, how can we justify judging them when we're not doing anything to change the situation? We're not doing anything to raise them better. I'm sorry I'm stuttering. This is completely off the head, and I'm trying to make sure I make sense. I tend to have a propensity to deviate, and I don't want to deviate. I want to try to stay on topic. But is a choice made under duress really a choice? I mean, and it's easy to blame other people for the choices they make, man. But when they don't know any other way, is it really a choice? To them, it's a way of life. It's the way it is. Yeah, well, my nephew's starting to make noise, but I'm done, man. Again, my condolences go out to the family and friends of this young man. I hope he finds peace. I hope he finds freedom, because the only real freedom in life is death.